Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a truly enchanting tale about a boy, a magical pencil, and the incredible power of kindness. Get ready, because this story is going to warm your heart and spark your imagination. So, in a beautiful, bright little town, nestled right among those vibrant green hills, there lived a young boy named Rafi. Now, Rafi wasn't rich, but oh, was he rich in dreams. His absolute favorite thing in the world was drawing. He'd draw on anything and everything. Scraps of paper, the dusty walls, even in the soft sand down by the creek. He had this one ancient pencil, so tiny it was almost gone, but he used it with such love and passion, it felt like a treasure. One sunny afternoon, as Rafi was strolling home from school, lost in his thoughts, he spotted an old man. This man was hunched over, diligently fixing up his old wooden cart by the roadside. As Rafi walked past, the man looked up, a gentle smile crinkling around his eyes, and said, "Little boy, I think you dropped something." Rafi stopped, confused, and looked down. And there it was, nestled faintly in the dust, a golden pencil. It shimmered with a soft, almost otherworldly glow. "Oh, that's not mine," Rafi said, shaking his head. But the old man just winked, a mischievous glint in his eye. "Maybe it belongs to you now," he whispered. "And remember this, anything you draw with it will come to life." Before Rafi could even blink or ask another question, the old man vanished, dissolving into the air like a puff of smoke. Poof, just like that. Rafi rubbed his eyes, completely bewildered. Was that a dream? He wondered aloud. He clutched the golden pencil, its warmth seeping into his hand. He raced home, his heart thumping with a mix of excitement and disbelief. Once safely in his tiny room, Rafi decided he had to test it. What to draw? He carefully held the golden pencil and, with a shaky hand, drew a small, delicate bird on a piece of paper. The moment the last feather was drawn, something incredible happened. The little bird fluttered right off the page, its tiny wings beating, and began to fly around his room. Rafi gasped, his jaw dropping in pure shock and utter delight. This was real. Overwhelmed with wonder, he drew a vibrant flower, and instantly it bloomed on his small wooden table, its petals unfurling in brilliant color. Then, he drew a colorful kite, and it gracefully floated up near the ceiling, its string dancing in the air. His humble little room was rapidly transforming into a living, breathing garden of art. "Wow, this pencil is truly magical," Rafi shouted, his voice bubbling with happiness. He couldn't believe it. His dreams were literally taking flight. The very next morning, Rafi woke up with a brilliant idea. "If I can draw anything to life," he thought, his eyes wide, "I'll never be hungry again." And just like that, with the golden pencil, he drew the most enormous mouth-watering chocolate cake you could ever imagine. The moment he finished, there it was, sitting on his table, smelling absolutely divine, rich with chocolatey goodness. He couldn't possibly eat it all himself, so he rushed to share it with his best friend, Sarah. When she saw the cake, her eyes went wide, and she exclaimed, "Rafi, you're a real magician." They giggled and devoured the cake, and Sarah couldn't stop talking about her amazing friend. Soon enough, word spread like wildfire through the entire neighborhood. "Have you heard about Rafi, the boy with the magical pencil?" People started showing up at his door, their faces alight with hope and excitement. "Rafi, could you draw me a brand new car?" One person would ask. "I need a big, beautiful house for my family." Another would plea. And even, "My cat went missing. Rafi, can you draw him back?" Rafi, with his kind and generous heart, wanted nothing more than to make everyone happy. So, he diligently drew everything they asked for. His pencil whirred across pages, bringing cars, houses, and even beloved pets back to life. At first, everyone was incredibly grateful. They showered him with thanks and admiration, and Rafi felt a surge of joy each time he saw a smile he had created. But then, slowly, something started to change. The gratitude began to fade. People stopped being so kind. Their requests turned into demands. "Draw faster, Rafi," someone would shout impatiently. "Why didn't you draw exactly what I wanted?" Others would complain. their voices harsh. Some people even started fighting amongst themselves, squabbling over whose turn it was to get the next drawing, their eyes filled with greed. Rafi's heart sank deeper with each passing day. They don't even say thank you anymore, he whispered sadly to himself, feeling more like a machine than a kind-hearted artist. That very night, as Rafi lay sleeping, a shadows crept into his small home. A man, consumed by greed, had been watching, sneaked in, his eyes gleaming with a wicked ambition, and snatched the golden pencil from Rafi's bedside. Ha! The man cackled silently, clutching the pencil tight. Now I'll be the richest person in the entire world. He began to draw frantically piles and piles of glittering gold, shiny fancy cars, and mountains of shimmering diamonds. But as soon as these creations sprang to life, they didn't bring him joy or wealth. Instead, chaos erupted. The piles of gold suddenly transformed into angry, buzzing swarms of bees that chased him mercilessly. The fancy cars, instead of driving smoothly, crashed violently into nearby trees. And the sparkling diamonds. They melted instantly into murky, ordinary puddles of water. The greedy man screamed, "What's happening? What is this?" The commotion woke Rafi. He rushed into the room, his eyes wide with alarm. He saw the greedy man cowering amidst the chaos. "The pencil only works for good things," Rafi shouted, his voice ringing with newfound clarity and conviction. "You can't use it for greed." At that very moment, the golden pencil, as if understanding Rafi's words, floated effortlessly out of the greedy man's trembling hand. It glowed with an intensely bright light, a beacon of pure energy, and then gracefully flew right back to Rafi, settling gently into his palm. Rafi looked at the pencil, then at the mess, and a profound realization washed over him. He looked down at the shining pencil and said softly, his voice full of resolve, "I'll never use you to make people selfish again. I'll use you to bring true smiles, honest joy, and genuine happiness." As he spoke those words, the golden pencil began to shine even brighter, its light expanding, enveloping him in a warm, loving glow. And then, slowly, wondrously, it transformed. Its golden hues softened, its form shifted, and it became a magnificent paintbrush, no longer magical in the old way, but brimming with vibrant colors and an incredible sense of hope. The magic wasn't about the object anymore. From that day forward, Rafi didn't use the brush to conjure things into existence. Instead, he used it to paint the most breathtaking murals on the town's walls. He painted happy children playing, graceful birds soaring, vibrant flowers blooming, and dreams stretching across the sky. Everyone in the town admired his art, but even more so, they admired his incredible kindness and the beautiful heart behind every stroke, too. He no longer needed magic to create wonder. His own heart, his boundless creativity, and his unwavering spirit of giving became his true, most powerful magic. And that, my friends, is the beautiful moral of Rafi's story. True magic doesn't come from objects, no matter how shiny or powerful they seem. It comes from within, from our kindness, our creativity, and most importantly, how we choose to use our gifts to help and uplift others. It's about spreading joy, not just getting what we want. I hope you loved this story as much as I loved sharing it with you. If Rafi's journey inspired you, please hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales and inspiring content. Your support means the world. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.